Welcome back, amigos. Welcome back to FFB. Today we're talking about FA Cup match between Morecambe and Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. The Shrimp came to play at Stamford Bridge against the Lions, and it didn't go very well for them. It was kind of a disappointing first half for Chelsea, to be honest, but we'll get into that. In honor of playing the Shrimp, I made myself a nice Ecuadorian shrimp ceviche. Um, anyway, I was kind of impressed at the beginning. You guys saw my predicted lineup. I was a little bit more willing to play some wild cards and some young people, but apparently Maresca wasn't having it, and I think we started a pretty strong team before the match started. One thing that I love about the FA Cup, for those of us that are not from England, or I was fortunate enough that I've lived there many years and I go often as I can to watch my Chelsea. But to all of you and the rest of the world, it's incredible. Sometimes these teams that are three divisions below four, up until sixth division, people are watching teams play in England, and it really is a beautiful thing. And this magical cup, old cup, some people don't give it the value that I think it has and it deserves. It's a magical thing where small teams can face large teams, and it was really amazing to see these Morecambe players come to. I can't imagine what it feels like for them, right? They're going to play a match at a Premier League side at Stamford Bridge, at legendary stadium, and such a nice pitch to line up against a team and being watched by many around the world. I happen to be an American Ecuadorian living in currently in Colombia. So imagine that, these people get that little window, and their fans that get to go and cheer them on there, which I think was in great shout out to them. Like 88th minute, they were 5-0 down, and their fans are still going wild. So, what a beautiful thing, man! Football's such a beautiful thing. In any case, I was surprised. I was surprised actually with seeing, because there's talk about Dizazi leaving. Again, I promise that I'm going to try to not to talk about transfers within the previews and post match videos, but keep them separate, because or else we'll lose our minds, guys. But Dizazi was supposedly, I see him already pretty much in a bunch of images wearing a Juventus shirt. So I'm surprised to watch him there. Maybe the same with Nkunku, which I don't think he had a good match. But I was happy to see him playing as a 10, but kind of disappointed with the result. Um, it was so beautiful to see Reece James. Tell me in the comments, you Chelsea fans, tell me below. Isn't it nice to see him walking out into the field as he was coming out the tunnel? Oh, man. And there's always with it, I'm trying to not get too excited, right? Because I don't want to really count on him coming out, but it was so just a good image to see our true captain coming out. Loved it. In any case, we and another thought that I had, you know what it was too? It's like, oh, we played Tyreek George. I'm like, great. Well, I want to see Tyreek George. In the back of my mind, you know what my thought was, which is all about this payroll structure and the way Chelsea is doing their player acquisition strategy. It concerns me. And with the sustainability rules, I'm like, if he does really well for a couple of months, does that mean he's going to be sold for pure profit? And it's not only Chelsea. A lot of teams are forced, as you can see now. United is looking at having to sell Mainu because of these rules. So sometimes the incentives are not lined up. You're trying to fix one problem and you create another. And it's something that I think in time we'll see where it lands. But that's in the back of my mind. If any of these young players do well, we might be seeing them gone. In any case, in the second minute, Reece James takes a free kick and puts in a beautiful cross. Man, he's got such a nice right foot. And a beautiful cross into Disazi, who misses the shot. But it was good to see that quality in set plays we can have back with James back in the team, hopefully. Again, we shouldn't count on it too much, but let's count on it a little bit, right? Lavia and Big are playing as a double pivot as expected. And then in the 15th minute, Chelsea are awarded a penalty. Before we get there, these 15 minutes, Chelsea, I'm already like kind of depressed, to be honest, because I'm thinking even Morecambe can set up a low block and sort of nullify our attacks. That was a huge concern. I think it proved to be so most of the time. And I was watching the watch along with Harry. I really like the dude. I totally recommend him. I'll put the link in a shout out below so you can watch him. I don't have enough fans, so please like and subscribe. Let's start building enough subscribers so we can put together a live watch along. I'd really love to watch the games with you guys. In any case, I was watching with him. Pretty cool dude. It was lots of fun. It was a laid back game. Link below. Follow him. In any case, they just grant us the craziest penalty. The defender raises both his hands in a ball that was like about to just leave the pitch for a goal kick, and we get this weird penalty, which Nkunku happens to miss, and things are not looking great, right? Not only does he miss it, but the rebound, he can't make much of it. And another thing, remember the FA Cup doesn't have a VAR. It's more like old school. So I think that's interesting to see the differences. People complain about the VAR, but to see the differences with a match that doesn't have it. And the goalkeeper comes off at least 2, maybe 3 yards off his line. That penalty should have been retaken. Not that I care, not that I need it, but it's an observation. The lineman is standing there precisely to make sure. I'm not sure if it's both things, but if it's no more than 2 things he's looking out for, really, right? Is the keeper left the line before the ball is penalty's taken, and is anybody encroaching on the area, maybe? And he still missed that. So bear that in mind. Sometimes we forget what life before VAR could have been. Also, in any case, that was a missed opportunity. But then Tosin scores a goal. At this point, I'm kind of desperate, right? Because all of us Chelsea fans are kind of desperate when we're faced with a low block. And we struggled against this one too for a while. The results it's kind of a lie. Well, it's not a lie, my friends, but it's, somebody 2-3 tiers below us in football. And the goals came when finally Morecambe was forced to come out a little bit and stretch out a little bit. We really punished them. And when the legs were kind of shot as well on their end. And obviously, we're Premier League players, more elite fitness. And we brought in 3 changes, 3 substitutions, which we'll see later. But in any case, Tosin does what we were supposed to be doing, what I'd like to see more. Plays in little 1-2s that set up shots from outside the box when you can't play through. Because, you can take a deflection, and that was proven with Tosin's goal. It was probably going to be a very blockable shot that he took. However, it took a deflection and it goes in. And it's sad because that keeper was having a great match. That goalkeeper did a really good job, if you ask me, broadly during that game. In any case, at the end of the first half, I'm actually worried. Can we lose this game? It's probably like 3% of my mind that's thinking this, nah, that can't be right. The opposition is not strong enough. But certainly, you can see the signs where if you don't, Chelsea's in that place where if they don't score 2 or 3, they're kind of in trouble. Obviously, this is the quote-unquote B team, so you can't say that. But in any case, I was excited to see that Lavia got his first half, and he was subbed for Cucurella, and Sancho came in for Neto, and Gusto came on for James. So we're giving James and Lavia their rest, given that they're coming back from injury. So that's still a lovely thing to be able to do. We didn't have strong opposition in this FA Cup at this round, so that was pretty good. And one of my thoughts at that point, we're in the middle of the second half, and I'm thinking, João Félix, Jean, is really taking a leadership role throughout this match. Yes, he takes risks, so obviously he gives the ball away a couple of times in the match, but those risks often pay off. He's the only one that sort of dares and successfully to do a lot of this stuff. And he's taking leadership, like I meant, and that he's dropping down, dropping to the left, dropping to the right. He's kind of all over the place trying to make things happen. He's in the box, outside the box, and I really appreciate that. I think that dude's put in a lot of hard work, and I think he deserves a spot. Especially, we don't have a big opponent coming on the weekend, so during the week, so why not? In any case, after minute 67, with all these substitutions, I make a note. We're breaking the lines finally. Cucurella on the outside, Sancho giving trouble on the right. Because until then, Gu was really, one moment he pressed and really took a great opportunity, but it was sad for me because I think he was doing the right runs, but there's time, I think this will come with experience, when you can't break through, you can't play through, and if your wingers are not breaking the lines, which they were not really, you might have to bully the center backs just to create space. Like, you go from trying to make sharp runs because the space is so tight to just start running into some of the center backs and backing into them and pushing them away, to either get them to to doubt or create space for somebody coming in from behind you. I think that's something that he'll learn in time. I'm not sure if that's something that Maresca is open to. He loves the pretty play, but us Chelsea fans know we have something different in our DNA sometimes. So we're breaking the lines, and then Tosin Adarabioyo, he scores an amazing goal, dude. Golazo. They play the ball back out, and this is what I'm thinking, right? Like, take shots, do these 1-2s, take shots from outside the box, put in early crosses. Like, at one point, if you're not breaking down a defense and you can't play through, your winger's not playing through, start shooting from outside the box, right? And again, if it's really blocked and it's hard to pass, it might take a 1-2 or a little drop of the shoulder and a shot. It's worth trying, and it was proven with Tosin's first goal, and then obviously with his second goal, now he gets a brace. And his second goal, the ball's played back into him. Please, guys, watch the highlights. He steps on the ball, rolls it into position, and puts it where you would find normally spider webs next to the post. An amazing shot. So happy for him. A great goal, and now things change. So Morecambe now is like, oh, crap. So we're already losing. Let's try to score a goal at Stamford Bridge, right? It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing for some of these players. Go out there and play. That opens opportunity. And minute 75, Felix takes a pretty similar, almost like an exact play to Tosin. The ball is being played. They played back to outside the box. We're playing sort of around the box, as you guys have seen with the low block. But this time, Felix takes a very classy shot, similar to the one that we saw Palmer a couple of weeks ago. But like a lawnmower, just like an arrow through the grass next to the post. And that's like a finish from outside the box. That's not really a shot even. So really classy. And it's not more than 2 minutes later that Felix, he's still pushing. He's still, he never stopped. He grabs the ball in incredibly tight spaces. He does really well in tight spaces. And, takes on a couple of defenders, plays in very, in like 2 square feet, really. And he finds a little bit of a space, and he curls a finesse shot, nice curler, into the outside post. That was pretty much the 5th goal. Those are sort of my highlights, and then as they're already 5 down, Morecambe creates a couple of chances. So notes on Morecambe chances. At the first 10-15 minutes, they fried Renato Vega on the right-hand side, our left-hand side, a couple of times fairly easily. You know how I'm always saying, play Chelsea a low block, press in the middle, drop to a low block, to prefer him in, drop it into a low block, and then counter wide. And even on the B team, you can see that that's a huge opportunity. I think I'm not sure if it's a defect in the system, because we tend to punish whoever's on the left center back or the right center back, saying that they sucked. Sometimes it's Gusto, today it was James, but they played on the right-hand side. Anyway, that's how they get to us, and it might be system, something to look at. In any case, they took a couple of I felt really bad for one dude. Of course, I wanted to keep a clean sheet. I want Jorgensen to keep a clean sheet in Chelsea, but I wanted him to score one, because I can't, the dream, it'd be like almost if I score. These guys are not, elite footballers, and he had a one-on-one with Jorgensen. I think he ran out of legs and just like hit it towards the middle of the goal. In any case, I'm happy to see that Chelsea take the 5-0. They just do the business, and we can come back and focus on the weekend. I will be making, probably tomorrow, the day after at the latest, a match preview for our next game. So please keep an eye out for that. Please let me know in your comments the main question for me today. Did João Félix deserve Maresca play him or find a way to accommodate him in one of the upcoming matches, especially against, like I said, not the strongest competition in the Premier League, or even if it is, at this point, what does he have to do? So question number 1, does he, deserve a chance? And I know it's hard to accommodate him and everything that comes with trying to put him in the team. And I understand that, we have players on the left, that we have Palmer in the 10, but if things haven't been working for, 3-4 matches, maybe why not change it up? Do you think he deserves a chance? And second part to that is, what the hell do players on the B team have to do to earn a spot in the A team? Because for the last few matches, results weren't good. People in the B team, yes, not many of them have shined, mostly Felix. And they can't get, a place in the top spot. So is it just never going to happen? Is Maresca just pretty kind of close-minded? He's got his 11 and he doesn't want to budge. So what do you guys think about that? In any case, thank you very much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Every day working hard to make better content for you. And to the team, as always, come on, you Blues.